Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to do an episode of What's in the Box, one of my favorite episodes where we get to see all the new stuff we're buying. I don't know if you've seen so we ordered a on the 350Zs. It's got the centerpiece is actually it's not like a metal core support, it's like a fiberglass-ish kind of plastic center that unbolts from the front. So we had to replace that. The radiator and the fan shroud was damaged, but I think it was already bad as far as the fan shroud. And I think this 350Z had some front end damage anyway. So when we go to replace these things that we damage or get damaged in the drift circuit, we're actually going to upgrade. So this is it's not necessarily a bad thing that happened. It's just a little premature from what we wanted to actually start buying more parts for this thing. All right, hang in there. Let's see what's in the box. All right, let's get into it. That way we can see what we got. We did order some parts for the IS300 as well. I don't know if you've seen that thing by now, but I've got an IS300 that had been wrecked that I bought. It's not completely destroyed, but it's going to need a few parts. So we had a radiator leak there. So we ended up getting two radiators. They didn't have, the company I've been dealing with didn't have any of the aluminum fan shrouds. So we opted to just go with the factory fan shroud on the IS300. The 350Z we could get it, so we went ahead and did that. Alright, so that's the first piece that's in the box. What this is, let's get it out of the packaging. You know how you can buy the cheap, either the dual fan or the single fans that you zip tie into your radiator. I don't know if you've seen those, but if you want to do away with your factory fans and you want to use an aftermarket fan, you can buy the cheap inserts that just zip tie through your radiator. Well, we're getting more into the performance side of things, so we opted to get this jewel for our 350Z. So this is actually our fan shroud. It still has an enclosed shroud, and then has the the fans, the cheaper style or whatever. So that way we can actually cool a little better. It's actually wintertime here now, but come summer, if we start having any heating issues, this will definitely help with that. And you can see it's pretty solid, I'll give you that. It's a knockoff, it's a no-name brand that you get from those type places. But it's pretty solid, I'll give it that. It is actually pretty rigid, it's not super thin. The fans are just the generic fans that you'll see on the internet. And it's bolted in 4 spots. But like I say, it's pretty rigid. It's not just super flimsy. I gotta say, yeah, this as long as it fits and our pieces are in the right place, I think this is a pretty solid piece, as long as our fans work as they should. The wiring looks pretty solid. We'll have to D-pin and repin our wires. But the overall structure of this thing's pretty solid. It's pretty rigid. So that's not just a super flimsy. This thing is actually, like I say, it's pretty solid. This isn't a super flimsy piece. It's actually a little better than what I was thinking, considering it being one of the no-name establishments, if you will. This is one of the off-brand websites that you go to, but this is the actual brand. We didn't actually buy it from the brand, we bought it from one of the large scale sales places, but 7blacksmiths.com. I'm going to check into that and see if that's something that we can buy direct if the part fits well enough. This is our now this is our piece to our 350Z. This is the piece that actually it was broken down at the bottom. I think it may have already been broken. Just with the assistance of my son, it is more broken now. You can see it's got the little mounting place for the hood latch. It just goes right back on. And these are the spots where your actual bumper piece bolts back on. This thing's pretty solid too. It looks good. It looks correct. We'll know more about these pieces when we get them put on. I will actually do another video about fitment and that type of stuff once we get everything bolted on and that type of thing. We're still waiting on a radiator for the 350Z and a radiator for the IS300 and a factory replacement fan shroud, and they're all no-name brands, so we're running that type of thing just on these either finance cars or the drift cars or the toys that we kind of play with. You'll see us just buy the cheap stuff just to see how it fits, and that's why we'll let you know that these are the off-brand things, and that way if you want to try them, or if we buy something and it's just not a good part, we can relay that to you and be like, hey man, you probably don't want to get this version of it. But you can get on the fans, like I said, you can get the individual fans where they actually hook straight to the what you call it, to the radiator. And if you get those that hook straight to the radiator, then you're not gonna have all the air maintained to be pushed through the radiator. What you're gonna have is it's gonna just blow right here in these spots, and air is gonna go out this way and that way. But with these aluminum shrouds, that will actually contain all that air and make it stay on the radiator and go through the radiator, as to just the single fans, you know, just not gonna have the same CFM and pressure to keep it cool. So if you're gonna do the cheap fans, they work okay, but if I had a little extra money, which that's where I went with, and if you've been thinking about doing those, this piece actually looks pretty good. So if you wanna get the brand or anything, you can actually message me on our YouTube channel. You can actually hit us up on Facebook, Jeremy Chesser or Chesser Motorsports, or you can actually follow us on Instagram at Chesser Motorsports, and then Chesser Enterprises at yahoo.com is our email. So if you want to get in contact with us and you want to know any of the brands, or if there's anything you want to see go on these cars, like I say, I don't spend a ton on them to get them ready, but if there's a particular part you want to see, or you know, something we're dealing with, just shoot us an email or message us or something of that nature, and just hang in there. We got more stuff coming. If any of this stuff interests you, stay in here. You're going to see what we're doing, and we're going to keep moving forward. We got a couple other projects, the IS300. I thought about doing just a cheap turbo kit on it, and a couple other things. We've got more stuff. I've got a Honda Civic hatchback. I may end up doing a build on it with a GSR. But either way, stay tuned. Follow us on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the little bell. when you hit the little bell, that will actually attach you to us, so every time we post a video, you'll get an alert saying, hey, they've posted another video. That way, if you want to stay up with us and watch what we're doing. And we do appreciate it. Thank you guys very much for being involved. And here we go, let's put on some parts.